Okay, we are up and ready. I believe I should give you guys some music to listen to, unless you're like me and just like to listen to the sound of people breathing when they work out.
I would prefer music the whole time.
Look, so long as it isn't Christmas music, I'm good.
Just
I get enough of that at work.
Soulless piano covers of popular songs, please.
All I can do is Kids Bop.
Can we get the weird jazz song from Community that, Troy's always singing?
Man, it's been a while since I saw Community.
That's the show where the pizza fire meme thing comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
Yes.
I've never seen a single episode.
What is happening?
My wife has the flu, so I might have to go AFK a few times to rub her back and shoulders and stuff. Just a little bit more than often.
And hold her hair as she projectile vomits.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh, we haven't reached that stage yet? Okay, that's good.
That's very good. Well, everyone, we should have music. We got a stream going, so Lex can watch 8 hours in the future from now what's going on. So if anyone is interested in earning a point of DM inspiration for this session, give me a roll into chat letting me know that you are interested in doing so.
Oh, I think Lex told me, by the way, he wants us to make lots of extra puns for him to watch, because he's been missing that really.
Sold.
Everybody loves puns.
Yep.
Except for Lex.
Yeah. Lex loves puns.
He actually does, because he makes them all the time now. Well, it looks like we're not checking out a recap.
We have not been rolling very much. I've not had the opportunity to use them, I guess.
Okay.
But still having a good time.
Still having a... It looks like Gaiman has rolled in, so we will sell it to Gaiman. Gaiman, whenever you're ready, give us that recap into chat. Or give us that recap over our voice call that's happening right now. What is happening to me?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening to you. What happened last time? Gosh, my brain's mush. So we decide that after speaking with the sheriff and the speaker, that a direct attack on the Church of Orwell is not going to be a good idea for a variety of reasons. And so I suggest that, we open up a soup kitchen, essentially, to see if we can't win hearts and minds. I cannot for the life of me remember, did we use Watto's big sexy wizard brain to figure out what the deal was with the statue? I know direct sunlight would dispel...
Yeah, we did, and he was like, meh.
Okay, so
like a cat do.
Now, I don't know what's going on with this statue. Now. Okay, so Watto wasn't any help in that situation. We go and retrieve the Cauldron of Plenty from where we stashed it and the B team at the Temple of the Lord of Light, and then I enlist the followers of the Broken Blade at the Temple of Tempest to combine forces with the those followers of Lathander still in Brinchander to mind the cauldron, make sure the Church of Orwell doesn't try to mess with it or steal it or anything, and lay down the ground rule that the Bouncy Goat is a religion-free zone. Oh, that's right. There was leg wrestling, and it was mortifying. Thank you for reminding me. It was mortifying to be shown. Yeah. And there was a lot of thinly veiled double entendres, and much mirth was had. But yeah, the Bouncy Goat, religion-free zone. Drinks can be however expensive they want them to be, but the food is always free. And so far, so good on on that front, and we were trying to figure out what next steps we needed to take. Looks like we're going to go to the pinnacle to check out some otherworldly stuff, because that's also where the Red Yeti is hiding out. Avalos has seen his face on this Red Yeti, so we don't know what that deal is. Not quite sure how quickly we're going to depart, because if we give it a day, then gaming gets his axe. So, and yes, Lotus is confirmed as being evil.
Well, we already knew that because
Yeah.
Excuse me, on my character sheet it says I'm chaotic good, thank you very much.
Well, it can say whatever it wants.
Yeah. So, what is it? Evilise? How's it pronounced again?
Evilise.
Evilise.
Like, sort of like, if you took like Eve and Elise and sort of like combined them together.
Evilise. Because I kept wanting to say Evil Land. I was like, no, this is not fucking He-Man, so. That's not right.
Evilise.
So, yes. Lotus, a.k.a. Evilise, a.k.a. Sweet Coconut Sugar Mama, it revealed her true name to us, and so, yeah. That's a whole thing now.
that is a whole thing now. You have earned a point of DM inspiration. Please add that to your character sheet. Now that we have DM inspiration, we need to move forward and learn more about our characters in odd specific situations through faxed inspiration. If your character could send a message to their family or someone important to them, what would they say? Akia 13, what would you say given the opportunity?
I think Akia 13 would, if strictly given the opportunity, like, hey, would you like to do this? Because I think they would be too passive on their own about it, because they're kind of scared of getting a response. But they would like to tell the other Akias and that family, that mother, that they miss them and hope that they're doing well.
I love that. And I like that there wasn't a lot of questioning on what kind of message is it. Is it an email? Is it through telekinetic communication? Thank you for that. You have earned a Faxpiration point. Now, let's popcorn over to Avalos. Avalos, given the opportunity to speak to someone in your family, deliver them a message.
Sure. So, I guess to my unknown kin, do not fret for me. I am safe and well. I have found unexpected guardians. They taught me survival, love, and strength. Rest easy, for I thrive in the frost, under the same stars that watch over you. That's it.
You had to know I was preparing myself for something because of last night.
Well, Avalos is much more terse than Nobel.
Fair enough.
What, you were expecting a message to the Canadian Yeti?
Yes, I was expecting something more hockey-based and maybe in reference to our Lord and Savior Wayne Gretzky. But unfortunately enough, that's not this game.
I mean, I had a whole thing about Brian Boitano, but I scrapped it.
Or just go back and forth being like, I'm not your guy, buddy.
What would Brian Boitano cook, given the opportunity? That was a thing for a while. You have earned a Faxpiration point, Avalos.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Lotus/Evilise, given the opportunity to speak to a family member, who would you talk to and what would you say?
Well, of course, for Elise, she'd want to get in touch with her mother, considering that, doesn't know how long been away, but certainly been quite some time. She's probably worried sick because, like, it's really the only family she had, and would want to tell her that I'm fine and I'll be home soon. And she'd want to do that sort of like astral projection thing. It would be like, and I'm just imagining Maria would be like, "Oh, honey, it's so good to see you. I'm just glad you're okay." And just after that initial bit, just being typical mother, just look at her and be like, "And what in blazes are you wearing?"
Yeah, because you're not going to be wearing Baltimore appropriate clothing. You're going to be dressed like you're from the Forgotten Realms.
Right. And what is that thing on your face? It's like, Mom, it's the whole thing. I'll tell you about it later.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is a point of factspiration for you. Let us continue to Gaiman the Glaive. Given the opportunity, do you say something to your family? Give them a message or something important to you? What would you say?
Yeah, so it would be a message to the souls of my family, my village, to let them know, or let them all know that they have been avenged. That I have slain the king, the Durgar, and as well as many of his followers in an attempt to bring some small measure of justice to the north. And that I am trying to also improve, the towns, and not just like make their legacy be of having been killed and then avenged, but also, something more. So let them know what I'm trying to do, long term. Build up a community where all are welcome, all are united, and that something positive comes out of this whole mess.
Now, will Gaiman, and this is outside the purview of the question, there are Goliath tribes in Icewind Dale that were outside of his tribe. Will Gaiman ever seek to communicate with them or seek out those other Goliath tribes?
It's not something he's really ready yet for, because last 10 years of my life, his life, however you want to use pronounce, he's been around non-Goliaths, and so he doesn't really necessarily view himself as a Goliath, 100% Goliath at this point. So I think it's more of he wants to prove to himself and to the world at large that he has something to offer, because he feels that he shamed himself tremendously and running away. He had to live with that dishonor until recently, but wants to take it one step further before trying to be more Goliath again.
That makes sense. This whole story of Rhyme has, there's parallels between many of the characters. Akia, Avalos, and Gaiman all having, essentially lost their family, and Lotus lost their family too, and all to a point of how did they get back to their family? How did they get back to that status quo of being a part of a family unit? It's very interesting to me as the DM. You have earned a point of factspiration. Let me award that to you.
Yeah, Alicia, Gaiman, and Avalos were all orphans at one point. As
all good adventurers and wizard babies are.
It's a hard knock life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Now, how do I get Annie in here? That's the real question. Okay, well, let us zoom back into the world of Icewind Dale. As we cut off from last session, you all were hoping to sequester yourself some resources from the city of Bryn Shander. Your ally, the Thane Raylin, brought you to one of her contacts within Bryn Shander, a shady underground dealer known to deal in goods that are hard to get. And the session ended as you walked into their small shop. So, I sent you all a list from his items that he has available, and if there is anything that was interesting to you guys that you would wish to buy or purchase, you can let me know now if you wanted to buy any of that stuff.
I bought and marked off the gold for a healing potion.
Is there any chance, instead of like buying the healing potions as I was originally planning on doing, you might have like a layaway plan for like that javelin of lightning?
Absolutely. You guys could set up a layaway plan. Rick, the shady Faerunian dealer, would look to you and say, "So, hello. Welcome to my small pawn shop. I've gained many items over the seasons of my time in Icewind Dale, working out in the open and working under the cover of darkness. It's been dark for a while now. Anything catch your eye in my shop here?" He says this aloud to anybody and everyone who wants to answer.
Yeah, that shiny bit of metal there, that what looks like a lightning bolt. Gotta take a closer look at that. What's that all about?
Oh, it's a javelin of lightning. I actually received this as a pawn. The adventurer who sold it to me didn't come back before the pawn, was up, so it is now mine to sell. If you'd like to take a look at it, feel free. And Rick, being ever confident, removes it from the display case and presents it to you to take a look at.
All right, Gary would definitely, take a closer look at it to, inspect it. What's the deal? Does this require like attunement, or what's the deal with the Javelin of Lightning?
Well, this is actually a grand item for those of you who are martially inclined. Javelin of Lightning allow those of you who may not have access to the ability to summon arcane magic to produce it in a bolt of lightning. And no, it does not require you to attune the magic, to give a part of yourself to the item itself. It's quite good. And he would explain to you, it's a magical weapon. When you hurl it and speak the command word, it turns into a bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 foot wide, that it extends out to you from a target within 120 feet. Each creature in the line, excluding you and the target, must make a dex save, taking 4d6 lightning on a failed save, half as much on a successful one. It turns back into a javelin when it hits the target. On a hit, the target takes the javelin damage and the lightning damage.
Oh, that's pretty potent, for a martial like myself. What was something like that, go for? What's your best price on that, mate?
In order for everyone to end in a good place, this item sells for 350 gold pieces.
Oh, 350. That's and is there any kind of like wheel room for like a thane?
If you're not available to pay the full amount now, perhaps we could work out either some type of payment plan, or maybe there's something that you could do for me.
Well, I mean, I'm not above, doing a favour for a bloke now and then. You have anything in particular in mind that we can both agree on? Me doing a favour, whatnot, and for the javelin and lightning.
Absolutely. Actually, there's something that might be beneficial to the both of us. Not only can you receive the Javelin of Lightning, but there's something out in the ice that I would love to get my little fingers on.
What might that be?
You see, I have learned of a pirate shipwreck out on the Sea of Moving Ice. The ship is known as the Dark Duchess. A ship from the city of Luskin.
Alright.
Yes, I heard about it from some of the refugees here in Tin Towns from Bremen. According to them, and to my own purview, the ship is filled to the brim with barrels of sweet alcohol we can't have here in the Dale. So, there's the alcohol, and there's something else aboard the ship that I very much want. If you were to make a gentleman's promise with me to retrieve the alcohol and the special object, we could come into agreement for the Javelin of Lightning.
I mean, I know you're giving me the javelin and lightning up front, but this sounds like you're coming out, miles ahead on this deal.
Well, I only really want the alcohol and one thing from the ship. The rest...
Yeah, that one thing could be,
Well, the rest of the plunder, the booty, is yours to tap. And if I know anything about adventurers, you all love to tap booty.
Steven's just giving you that poker face.
Well, why don't I tell you what I want? In a gentleman's agreement. And, as we're all professionals here, I think that it would be, in my best interest to tell you what it is. There is an artifact on the ship. I have been told. An item from the layers of the Abyss. Are you all familiar with the Abyss?
I believe we are, yep.
The play place of demons, creatures of the lower planes. I am told there is an artifact of the Lord of Undeath himself aboard the ship. The Lord Orcus. I want it for my collection. Agree to retrieving that for me, then the rest of the ship is yours. And this Javelin of Lightning will be strapped on your back as soon as you shake my hand in agreement.
Allow me to consult with my attorney real quick. I don't do anything without, proper legal advisement. If you'll just give me, 1 second here.
Of course, the time-honored Hero Huddle.
And so Gaiman will turn around and be like, "Psst, hey, yo, come on, over here." and bring him over and into the hero huddle away from it. And it's, I mean, the Traveler of Lightning's pretty nice and all, but I feel like we're getting in over our heads if we're going after something that, Orcus was, had, and this bloke wants for his collection. This seems like open up, a can of scorpions or something.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. It seems like to his collection. I mean, come on. You really think if we give this to him, it's just gonna be what? He's just gonna leave it like sitting like on a shelf or like in a case like that? Like either he's gonna.
I mean, there's some pretty weird fucking collectors out there, but I'll take your meaning. It just doesn't make sense.
He does seem to actually have a lot of items on his shelf in cases.
Well, yeah, but that means that even if he's not going to use it for himself, like, do you really like the idea of something like, that has like necromantic power to it, just being out there, like anyone else, someone else could buy it. Someone who has like, not so good ideas about using that sort of thing.
Also, Gaiman, I know you're interested in the staff of light and the javelin of lightning, but have you seen this staff? It makes 10 flowers a day.
Yes, I was looking at that, and I can't really afford it either. But I'm just willing to save up my money, and hopefully, if he still has it, I can just get it later.
I mean, there's the option of like, a payment plan, a layaway sort of deal, but
yeah, but what's like the interest rate on that kind of thing?
Right, that's a very valid point. I didn't think of that. Also, I mean, he's kind of spilled the beans at this point, so it's like, we could, secure it properly, not for ourselves, but make sure nobody, not the wrong person, gets their hands on it.
And honestly, about the flowers, if you just buy some seeds, I can make them bloom instantly for you.
Oh, there you go. Problem solved.
Oh, you would be willing to do that for me? Thank you, Avalus.
Oh, I didn't catch that. What was it?
Akia says, you would be willing to do that for me? Thank you, Avalus.
Of course.
I mean, I just kind of like the idea of having the staff of flowers because it seems very thematically appropriate for me.
Akia leaves to go buy some seeds.
I mean, if you want to just carry the seeds around and as you poop something with the staff, I can just, point at it and make the seed bloom.
Okay, as soon as we leave.
All right. Well, I think we're in agreement that. I mean, I can ask about, the payment options, but we're not going to go down the route of, shaking hands over something quite so dangerous. Right.
Akia shrugs.
All right. That's what I'll go with. All right. So, I have been advised by my legal counsel that it is not in my best interest to overpromise and underdeliver. I don't think I'm the right adventuring type for you for this particular mission. So, what would be involved in like a payment situation for the Javelin Light?
He looks very disappointed and say, "What if I were to sweeten the offer? I saw one of your allies was looking at my staff of flowers. I'd be willing to throw it in as well, if you all were willing to enter into this agreement with me. Think, 2 magical items, the booty of a ship, the chance of adventure, and getting for the city several barrels of sweet and tasty, unobtainable alcohol. They might even have the legendary ice wine." He looks into the distance.
Oh no. He said ice wine. Jamin hasn't had ice wine in forever.
You had ice wine when a key.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know how good it was.
Same thing.
And Akia can't taste anything, so they don't really know how to recreate flavors very well. But you could work on it with him if you wanted to.
Jamin will take a deep breath and I love ice wine, but again, I don't think we're the right adventuring sort for what you're looking to do. I'd hate to let you down. And you being so generous and all, so I think we'll just have to pass on this opportunity.
Are you sure? Is there nothing else that I could offer from my shop here to up the ante? I'd be willing to add one additional item. Perhaps something for your silver-haired friend over there. He looks very handsome. Perhaps he could use something.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but
Lotus would lean over to Avalis. It's like, don't let him try to charm you. I've seen this type before.
I mean, he's not really my type. The only thing I would need, and he has like no concept of value of anything, obviously. So, is a staff that could command the powers of the sky.
Oh, that is a very powerful magical item you speak of. I think I read about it in a book at the Arcane Tower in Luskan. I don't have anything quite like that. What you see is what you get. But perhaps you would like something... He looks down at the magical item list. I did manage to find this rapier that glows in the moonlight.
No. He goes into each item. No, I'm good.
Avalis said that he can make seed sprouts for me. I'm good.
Again.
I see.
I mean, my friend over here says no, but I mean, do you have a recommendation?
Well, I guess I'll have to find someone else. I was going to, after you agreed, give you the bad news that the ship apparently is the nesting place of the ancient white dragon Arvetulius. But
What?
yes.
And he'll go to David. I want to find that dragon.
Yeah, I'd say hearing that, Lotus has a bit more subdued. It's like her eyes just go wide, like, wait, like, white dragon. It's like I've never actually seen a dragon in person before.
Wait, hold on. Allow me to have a word with my legal counsel.
Anything you want for the dragon?
No, shut up. Give it.
All right, and Lotus will get in the hole.
Avalis.
Avalis, keep your head down.
Why?
Give it. Listen, you were all telling me that this is a terrible idea. How does this get better when we're just told there's a fucking ancient white dragon on board the shipwreck?
Because the dragon upsets the balance that Sylvanas requires.
You just want to kill it.
Insight check.
Yeah.
I mean, he has stated this before. Fine, I will insight.
Yeah, you need to beat a 5.
Yep.
Avalis is lying on his ass. He just wants to hunt the dragon.
You can hear him out there. Yeah, it would be a shame to let that dragon maintain control of all that sweet booty and drink all of that sweet booze itself. It would be a crime against nature.
Wouldn't it be better to take the loot from the dragon and distribute it to the 2 towns that are rebuilding, to help the people?
Yes, a sort of trickle-down economics.
Yeah, Lotus perks up at that and like, redistributing the wealth. Okay, I'm certainly in favor of that, but do we have to kill the dragon to do that?
Well, dragon parts are actually quite useful and magical too. So we could.
All right. So what you're saying is you'd be willing to give us the Javelin of Lightning, the Staff of Flowers, and the Boots of Elvenkind up front if we were willing to undertake this task.
I don't feel comfortable with this.
What, you don't feel comfortable going after a dragon? Haven't you heard that dragons are the most valuable for harvesting materials, making the most powerful magical items, armor, and weapons in the Forgotten Realms?
That's tempting and all, but I've heard that dragons are sentient creatures. I don't want to just hunt one for
Lotus.
just because.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Lotus will speak up and say, like, yes, I was thinking that maybe we don't have to kill the dragon. Maybe and she holds up her hand, maybe I could try to talk to it, to reason with it. I mean, I do speak its language after all.
Or are there stories amongst the Yeti that Apple's have heard about the dragon since this thing has been around a while? Like, has it terrorized Icewind Dale at all? Has it, ever gone like smog, crazy?
Yes, so this white dragon is known as the White Worm, Arve Atras, which he will spell out for you because it's a dragon name. And if you didn't know, dragon names, they hard. They hard to say, they hard to spell. And I'm glad the adventure came with a pronunciation guide.
I'll just call him Arvy.
Here is the pronunciation guide as well. He writes that on the sheet of paper for you. Arve Atras.
So, my people have told stories about this great white worm for generations. It has stalked these lands, killed innumerable, taken many lives in the process, destroying entire settlements and towns. It may be sentient, it may be wise and even talkative, but do not doubt that it hungers, it hunts, and it is evil.
Oh, it's undoubtedly evil. The shady dealer will say, yes, it's very evil. Very, very evil.
Gaiman? Lotus? Do you also believe that this white dragon is evil?
I mean, we can try talking to it, but I mean, from what I've heard of stories, and my understanding, granted, is limited understanding of white dragons. They have a reputation, of being evil. I mean, not necessarily. We could still try the communication route, but forewarned is forewarned is forearmed. So like we have better be smart about doing this.
Yeah, it just sounds like you want to go ask it for its things, and then if it says no, murder it.
We could negotiate.
I would just, if everyone says it's evil, then I will feel much better about it. Just looking at Gaiman and Avalitz. I mean, Gaiman and Lotus, just because they're
okay.
not,
By its reputation, it is evil. But you are, by all accounts, someone who deals in facts. The fact is, we don't know. We haven't spoken with it. We haven't seen what it's done firsthand, but all the stories, all the available information points towards it being, an arsehole. Like a really big arsehole. Kind of arsehole that shanks you when you least expect it and fucks you over.
If anyone would like to make a recall knowledge check about white dragons, just let me know.
I would like to make a history check. I'm
I
assuming
would
that's what
also
you would
like
call
to make
for.
a history check.
Let
I'm going to
me
search my databanks.
give me one moment.
Sure thing.
I am pulling out. Does everyone have their monster research macro ready?
Yep, just need a target.
I'm putting a white dragon onto
Wait,
the field.
target?
Yep, so you can target the white dragon.
Oh, boo. I failed by 1.
I mean, you guys
Can I
have.
expo that?
You can faxpiration this check if you need
Holy
to.
shit!
Natural 20!
Let's see. What?
I mean, I am a white dragonborn
Dragonborn.
after all.
I got. I think this is an important check for IKEA. I would like to use my birthday inspiration, please.
Sure.
Wait, where's our target? I don't see the target.
Oh, the target is this white dragon up here. If you guys could see it. So go ahead and just roll again, Ikea.
I can't see it, but I think I'm targeting something.
Okay.
Oh,
I would
it's
like
better than mine.
to. I would like to throw in my faxpiration.
And then where do I go for the macro? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Here, I will make sure that you guys have access to it. First things first.
Wait, did you put it like on our features?
It is this one, Monster Research. It's that macro. And then if you go to macros directory, it's titled Monster Research, and it's got the face of the Prince of All Saiyans.
Okay, that is a 34.
All right. So here's how we're going to do it. Avalos, going down the line. You succeeded first. You had a normal success. You can ask me one specific question about white dragons, and I will answer it truthfully.
Okay, I would like to know about special attacks that it has.
Okay. White dragons, as you probably can guess, can bite and claw because they have huge talons, huge fangs. They also can attack you with their wings and their tail. So this thing is like a whirling dervish of kicking ass. They also have a breath weapon, to no one's surprise, because they are a dragon. You also know that white dragons, because they are have affinity to the elemental plane of ice, they are able to basically perform magic almost like a wizard or an arcane spellcaster. So they could maybe whip up, some icy cantrips, some icy spells, and even spell-like effects that have to do with the elemental plane of ice and or water.
And I would share that with everybody.
Absolutely. Okay. I hope that answered your question. So you guys know, tail, wings, claws, mouth. There's no real good place to be when you're fighting a dragon.
Inside of it.
There you go. That, just like Russell Brand said in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, inside of you. Anyways, I can't reminisce. Lotus, you succeeded, and you had a normal success, so you can ask me one question, and I will answer it honestly about the dragon.
Well, I guess being a good journalist and the types of folks she dealt with back in Baltimore, like here, what could I find out about any weaknesses? Or, I guess, more specifically, vulnerabilities that it has?
Okay, vulnerabilities. So white dragons, because they have affinity to the elemental plane of ice, have aversion to fire damage. They are not good with fire. You also know that white dragons, of the chromatic scale color dragons, are known to have the lowest genetic potential for intelligence. That sounded real, like, I don't even know how to
Eugenicsy, yeah.
Eugenicsy at
that
me.
word.
I don't know. That's what it says. Lowest genetic potential for intelligence of all of the
They're
chromatic
animalistic.
genres. They're animalistic. However, they have the highest propensity, which might sound weird when you think of dragons, for just outright violence and outright just wanton murder.
not going to negotiate with that guy.
Yeah.
You do know, because you have heard the stories, that... I'm sorry, I have to look at the pronunciation guide every time. Arve Archeras is a lady. I'll give that one to you guys for free.
All right,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and, I'll reveal this to the party and say, like, I've read these things too, but I still think at least I should attempt to talk to it. Besides, I have something I believe that the rest of you don't. And then you hear her speak in sort of a bit of a deeper guttural tone, and what she says is, in Draconic, do any of you know how to speak Draconic?
And I don't think you get a response in Draconic, it sounds like.
Yeah, none of us know how to speak Draconic.
What's the thing that you have that we don't?
Oh,
You
Lotus
just
will
sort of
say, like,
you just sort of growled at us.
oh, sorry, Akia. It's like, I know how to speak Draconic because, well, if I'm sure you all have noticed by now, but I am a chromatic white dragonborn.
But you are not a white dragon.
Very astute observation on your part.
At best, you are a curiosity to this thing. You are not kin.
Are you sure about that?
Oh,
Well, Akia, you have a critical success with a total of 34. Because the DC was a 16, critical success is 10 over. So you get to ask me 2 questions.
okay. I want to try to piece together all the history knowledge and just analyze it in my robot brain real quick to try and piece together the most likely true story of whether or not this particular dragon is just a murderous beast or just an animal trying to survive.
So the question is this...
If Akia can distinguish between those things. That's what Akia is trying to do.
Alrighty.
Basically, another way of asking is, does it kill for fun or just survival?
Good question. Good question.
And that's really, I think, all Akia wants to know. So I'm just going to ask that question twice.
Wait, you're going to use your critical success to ask that question twice?
I don't think there's anything else Akia really wants to know about the dragon. I think that's
Okay.
That's it.
You know that the dragon in the past was aligned with a wizard, and they would go on tears through Icewind Dale, doing raids on the Reghead villages, raids on the Goliath tribes. They were kind of a group of marauders, essentially, that would use the combined force of having a dragon, kind of like a flying jet, and an arcane spellcaster to rob the countryside. The dragon, was well known for her cruelty and for her love of dropping creatures who couldn't fly from incredibly high heights and watching them smash against the ground.
Okay. All All right, I think that answers all Akia's questions.
Okay, and we can see here that it looks like Gaiman also got a success. So Gaiman, you can ask a question if you would like about the dragon.
I don't know how to word this without it being kind of a meta question. And please feel free to parse down or limit what you can share or work with me on the wording. We know generally about the dragon now. We kind of have its motivations, answering his question. I guess my question would be, what are its lair actions? Since we will be going up against it in its home, essentially. And I guess if that's too meta a question, then I guess the better question would be, what kind of traps can we expect to have laid out to protect its home?
Sure. You maybe learned about lair actions that dragons can do, or specifically white dragons can do, based upon your time, maybe when you were still living with your tribe. Number one, they can control the fog and mist within their lairs, creating deadly and obscuring areas of fog and mist, essentially wherever they would like, in places that they can see, is what you were told. They also, like a spell from the wizard spell list, Wall of Ice, they can create walls of ice within their lair. So they can do freezing fogs that can kill you, and they can also do walls of ice to kind of isolate you from your allies.
Isolate.
Isolate for Evil Ice and the Icewind Dale crew. That's what it's all about.
That was an ice pun.
You're welcome, Lex.
Yes, I noticed.
We're just trying to
What
get
might even
our
say
chills
this pun
here.
was icely done.
So you guys have all of that information from your recall knowledge checks about dragons.
Oh, and speaking of dragons, if I could go off on a tangent, a rant, if you will, real quick. So I came across a video today where Hank Green is basically saying the whole, donkey being able to procreate with a dragon from Shrek means that they have to be the same species or close enough to be able to recreate. And now it could be a case of the donkey dragon hybrids, are sterile. But he's approaching it from the wrong point of view. There's magic in that realm. It doesn't fucking matter.
I had a similar thought about how Omni-Man can just go wherever he wants and make babies with whatever alien he seems fit.
But it's it's written into the lore explaining it. It's like if there's an explanation in the lore, in the setting, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Just let that donkey do what he does. Let there be donkey dragons. It's okay.
I mean, donkey is clearly a bard, so the bard did what bards do, which is seduce the dragon.
1000%. And sometimes, hey, just let the man fuck. He just wants to fuck the dragon, and that's all right. All right, Rick is waiting patiently for your answers. He's looking at you all with anticipation over accepting this quest.
Right. Look,
Thank you for not stretching that out.
No, I don't thank you for not stretching that out. You should have. I'm sorry, Orf. You're just still pleasing some people.
I know. For those people, there's fleshlights.
Wow, that took a very, very strange turn.
Get your dishwashers ready.
Friday nights are great, guys.
I made that joke yesterday, and they're like, "What? Why does being a master debater and a wash in a dishwasher have anything in common?" I was like, "Don't worry about it." All right,
Clearly, they're not cunning linguists.
they're not. they're not. He's looking at you into anticipation, hoping and praying that you will give him the answer that he wants.
All right. So Lotus will say, like, one last thing. Okay, maybe if I can't negotiate with the thing, at the very least, maybe, I feel like you said, if this thing considers me like a curiosity or something, maybe I could at least be like a distraction or something, keep it distracted while you all, get the good hits on it, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible.
This is all just a academic discussion at this point, because there's no way we could take on such a monster.
I mean, not now, but he's not giving us, a timeline. It's just like, it's, kind of like they do trades in, like, golf ball teams. Like a player to be named later sort of deal.
Okay. I think I'm okay with this if this is the same dragon that I've read about and its exploits are as told in the history books. But I guess it just comes down to whether or not you're okay with giving him that item that you were concerned about earlier.
Well, I mean, we'll have time to, like, examine it. I'll make sure of what it is, what it can do.
If the item turned out to be extremely evil, would you go back on your deal?
No, I mean, we deliver it. And then, after delivering it, we steal it.
If I can bring up a counterpoint soon.
Oh, yes, please.
By the time we are powerful enough to confront her in her lair, most likely, the items we will have made a deal with will be far more likely useless to us by then. Yes, we will have already had them and used them, but we will be committed to giving them something of great power that we know little of for something that is already worthless to us by the time we actually do the deed.
Yeah, that is a good point.
If you truly wish a staff that can boop flowers, as I said, I can do much the same without it. And if you really wish a javelin of lightning, we have ways to already cast lightning. You can find an alternative, or just wait a little while and get it through other means. I am not a businessman, but I feel this is a bad deal.
You're not wrong, but what if he has a movable rod?
Lotus looks a bit curiously at you. It's like, a rod that doesn't move. What use would we have for something like that?
Here's the thing, though. It's an immovable rod. Once you activate it, it doesn't fucking go anywhere. So, this could mean, for climbing, for safety, for trouble. Also, if I go down that dragon's gullet, activate it, it can't fucking fly.
So you assume the dragon would eat you in one piece, not chew you up into multiple pieces. Or,
Oh, no. I would force myself down its throat.
And what if the dragon picks you up with a claw, flies 1,000 feet in the air, and just releases you? What if he does that instead?
Well, that's what my parachute's for.
Akia nods approvingly.
I mean, we used it before for great success with the Charlotte dragon.
Now, what could I use an immovable rod for? And she stops for a moment, and you see she gets this interested look on her face.
Wait, are you thinking something dirty?
And you see her cheeks turn bright purple. She's like, no, Gaiman, why would you think something like that?
Because you... Coconut oil. Need I say more?
Watto likes using coconut oil because it makes his fur soft
That's
and
a
shiny.
bloody fucking lie. It is more than that, and you know it, the rest of us know it, and it's an insult to good cooking.
We are spending a lot of time in this shop.
Never gonna leave this place.
This is why Crash hates magical shopping.
This was my fault because I said there's dragons places.
It's like that guy from Venture Brothers. No matter where I go, I always end up getting waylaid by jackassery.
It's like that thing where I said, when Liz was like, "Yeah, we're going to the see the Yeti." I'm like, allegedly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm like, sure.
Allegedly was right. Okay, all right. So Gaiman is going to say, question: do you have an immovable rod?
An immovable rod. Let me check the back. He'll check the back real quick. I do have something rather interesting back here that might sway your decision. I believe I found an old arrow that might help you out.
Wait, did someone read The Hobbit recently?
No.
I mean, what sort of arrow are we talking about?
Oh. Well, first of all, he would say, I do have an immovable rod. The immovable rod, he pulls it out. It'll cost you a pretty penny. It's 500 gold pieces for this immovable rod. I got it from a friend of mine. His name is Steve.
Do we know Steve? This is OOC.
I don't think so. Do you want to know Steve?
Well, no, I feel like I don't know. Maybe we came across the Steve Art channels. I could be
like maybe
completely
it was
wrong.
a joke.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I broke immersion.
All right, so you got this immovable rod, but what about this old ass arrow you said you got?
Oh, well, I believe this is an arrow of dragon slaying.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. And back in the haircut. All right, so it's got the immovable rod. It's got an arrow of dragon slaying. Is it worth it to us at this point?
I don't understand why we're negotiating for items to do something that we're not going to do out of character for like 10 levels, almost.
Well, I mean, it's called being prepared. Not to mention, we can use some of this stuff prior to that to get to the point where we can, do the damn thing. Listen, if why don't, fuck it, at this point, let's. Orpheus, can we get a poll?
Just vote?
Let's just vote it. Let's just vote it.
All right.
Okay, we're done RPing for this session. We're just gonna vote. Move on.
I think we have to at this point. I'm sorry I dragged us down this rabbit hole.
Moment here, yeah.
I feel like Lex would be like, fuck no, we have other shit going on, we're not doing this. This guy is clearly going to do something evil, so I feel like Lex would vote no by default.
That's simply what it is. Do you go get the Orca statue, yes or no?
My no isn't qualified, not yet.
Okay, I feel like with...
And that's
I
why
think
you
we
have
can all
five
agree
players.
that Lex would vote no. The no's have it. We don't do
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, well, damn. Well, I guess we could do a layaway plan. It's 350 GP. What could you put down today for the Javelin of Lightning? He's very sad.
All right. Well, I do need a couple of potions of healing, so I could do 126, so like 2 potions of healing, and then 26 gold, down towards the javelin. If that will hold on to it for me.
Yes, that's good. I will keep it back for you. And the next time you're back in town, you can make the next payment on the Javelin.
All right.
I will mark off the gold from my sheet, because that's all the gold I had.
Well, it was a pleasure doing business, and if you're all ever interested in going after the dragon and, of course, the statue of Orcus that I'm after, please come back to me, and we'll make it a deal.
I've never seen a dragon in person, but I have seen the skeleton of a dragon. Attacked one, surprisingly, in a museum once.
They kept its skeleton in a museum? Was it the real thing or a replica? I hear dragon bones are filled with quite magical material.
I imagine the ones they keep on view for the general public are replicas, but it was quite some time ago when I was a child, went to the museum, and of course the bully in my class thought that they were clever. They saw the dragon and they say like, "Oh, hey, Lotus, isn't that your granddad?" It's like, he's glad I didn't clock him one for that.
Well, it was a pleasure doing business with you all. I hope that we can do business again in the future. And I'm glad that I didn't reveal any more to you yet. He laughs. Well, back to my day. And you see him...
That sounds like a very evil laugh. Can I incite his laugh?
Sure.
Let's go.
How much do you want to best with
Too
Matthew
late! I'm
tonight?
inciting, I'm rolling!
He is indeed lawful evil. That's a lawful evil laugh. I don't know if that's quite important for you or not.
Well, I mean, that could be a hint, because we have dealt with some lawful evil types.
All right, so you guys bought some potions, and that was it. All right.
Orpheus, thank you for, dealing with my bullshit on this. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's lots of fun for me. So you guys can exit the magic shop of Rick, and he will sink back into the darkness of his shop waiting for his next customer as he keeps your Javelin of Lightning on layaway. I believe this was a solo mission. You guys' B team is still out leg wrestling at the church waiting for your next move. I believe heading towards the lost building that the sheriff had talked about that they marked on your map.
How many days journey does that look like?
How many days journey? Well, let's go to the map of 10 Towns.
Just at a regular pace.
So from Bryn Shander, you're looking at roughly 40 miles. So you guys can get there within 1 day of travel. If you don't mind, leaving. Let's see, what time is it currently? So it's 9 in the morning. Let me pull up my distance calculator real quick.
So did we get another long rest between the whole business with the soup kitchen and us dealing with, Rick and his pawn shop?
You definitely got a long rest from last night when you guys were doing the soup kitchen to this morning. I believe you guys came here in the morning. So you would have all your abilities going into the Spire.
Okay. For me, it was more of hit points because I burned through, not hit points, hit dice. Burned through when we were fighting Paddock.
For sure, yeah. So you would have recovered half your hit die. I have to be careful because in my other game we're playing with healing surges, and when you do that, then you get them all back when you long rest. Let's see.
Gaiman, did you get the ice knife on your sheet?
Oh, nope, I didn't do that. Shit.
I do not have that yet.
Let me send that over. Gaiman has a quantifiable golf bag full of weapons. All right,
That is why I say it.
You should now have the ice knife.
I do.
See, you got a golf bag. Now you just need a hireling to be your caddy.
I mean, I would say Icewind Dale, but he's like scrawny, so I need a dwarf. I need a dwarf caddy that just follows me around and just talks like this.
I've got a question, Orf, when you got a second.
Sure.
So with Kuma, and I've got so Kuma is a creature that comes out of the figurine. Does Kuma come out of the figurine, or does the figurine become Kuma?
So I know that you're not super familiar with the Drizzt novels. Is that correct?
I am actually working on the second novel. So
Okay.
I thought that the um, that the figurine became Kuma, but then I was reading the second Driz novel, and I'm like, oh, it comes out of the thing? I don't know. I'll just ask.
Yeah, so Kuma is a creature from a distant plane of existence that is summoned by you rubbing or activating said item.
We do.
Alright, and it will take you guys roughly 18 hours.
As a reminder, if we do encounter any evil Yeti, or if we do have to fight the Red Yeti, fire works best.
That seems to be a recurring theme. Do we need to hunt down more sources of fire, or are we good?
I believe we're fine. We
Alright.
still have many alchemist fires, and
Well, I mean, I've got 5 on me right now. Plus the whip, and then I mean, there's flaming longsword, although that doesn't really do fire damage.
I'm almost done with Lucille. If we can,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
wait about 3 more hours, I should be finished.
Oh, so by the time we get to the Spire, you should be done.
Sure.
I'm excited. So excited. Thank you. Yeah. And he's gonna run over and pick you up and hug you. With a bear hug. Lift you off the ground, twirl you around.
I hope it is up to your expectations.
I'm sure it will be. Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
And before we go, I did want to give you all something, and this would be when Lotus takes out and gives you all the origami figure she made for everyone. This says Christmas gift for everyone.
What in the nine hours is Christmas?
You forgot the story I told you about Santa Claus, the red dragon. Who goes
Santa
around-
Claus.
No, Santa Claus, and you see her sort of flicks her fingernails. So Claus, like that. That's how it's spelled.
I get the whole Claus business. Just he's Santa, not Santi. Alright.
OOC, Lotus want to get two daggers or short swords to go with that.
Oh, that's right.
You already have 2 daggers, right?
You got,
I have
wait,
three
you got
of
3
them.
daggers.
I have 3 of them actually,
Okay, no.
but thank you.
Yeah, you'll need those for that scroll.
Or
I think.
yeah, when I eventually bust out the Tensor's transformation.
If I'm understanding the scroll correctly.
It should.
All right.
I believe they should work with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some scrap maybe.
Wouldn't hurt to keep some.
Just gonna grab some scrap metal just to work with later. You never know. Some scrap shardlin, just a little bit that'll fit in the bag of holding. Well, a lot will fit in the bag of holding, but just like the trash of the smith shop, just go through their trash a little bit.
You're gonna go through their trash?
I'll ask first.
Okay,
Be
I was gonna say.
can I get some scrap from your trash? Do you have any trash scrap?
So when you ask, that means it's valuable. So then they're gonna make you pay for it.
Oh, Akia asks.
Oh, you're wanting some scrap, from the old black iron blades. Well, it's gonna cost you if you're wanting some of our scrap. We're not just giving it away for free. You saw that it was previously in the trash bin. They're going to request that you give them 4 pieces of gold for their scrap.
Akia will do that.
Okay. For your allies that are watching, what do you all think of this as Akia gives them that much money?
Wait. hold on. You were about ready to chuck this out, and now it's worth 4 gold. Come on.
Give me a persuasion check.
If I may, before here, I think if you don't mind me trying to help you out, Gaiman, Modus, being Thane, will step in and say like, yeah, I mean, I already put away one person running a racket in this city before. I mean, you wouldn't want... I mean, I might start looking into any other dealings you might have going on here.
Well, they look around and give me persuasion with advantage.
Okay.
I feel like in their mind, like, we're not running a racket. All right, that's a 10. They'll say, fine. 1 gold for the scrap.
Okay. Akia's just like, all right, and they're like looking over at Gaiman, start handing the gold over.
No. You were about ready to throw this out. You were not charging my mate anything. For scrap metal, you were going to throw away. Because the fact of the matter is that we're on good terms with the sheriff, and it would be a real shame. And Gaiman starts cracking his knuckles just by, like, squeezing his hand. If you fell down a flight of stairs on your way to the jail.
We've now become a protection racket.
Oh my gosh. All right, they look to you and they say, fine, just take the scrap. We didn't know we were going to get strong-armed here. Just take it. And they'll hoof it away. And Akia, you can take the gold for free. Or not the gold for free. You can take the scrap for free.
Listen, it's not a matter of strong arming you, it's just a matter of what's fair.
Did we do something by threatening somebody? Is that how this works?
I think so. I'm not entirely certain, but that seems to be what has happened.
All right. Then that is what we will do from now on.
No, it's not necessarily what we're going to do from now on. It's...
But that's
they were throwing shit out, Kia went through the trash, and instead of them saying, oh, well, someone's going to use our trash, it's like, oh no, we're going to charge someone for shit we were going to throw away and not use for any sort of fucking purpose.
Well, that Rick Ickles was overcharging for a staff that made flowers, but nobody threatened him.
Yeah, but you came up with a solution. You can, like, make shit grow.
Oh yeah, I need to go back buy a bag of seeds. That might actually be kind of expensive. Not like a huge bag, but little bag of seeds.
Tell me, where do you think you're going to get seeds at right now?
I don't know. Probably maybe Goodmead. They probably have seeds in their
Wait,
in the
Goodmead
greenhouse.
still exists?
The greenhouse exists.
Does it?
I don't know if you should call it a greenhouse because it's where they have the beehives. I feel like I guess you could call it a greenhouse because the bees need to pollinate the honey or the plants for the honey.
Mm-hmm. Can't have honey without flowers, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I get how that works. It's just.
Anyways, you can get some seeds. It's no problem.
Yay! All right, I'm ready.
If we can find a field of grass, I can actually make the whole field bloom. Because I have plant growth.
There we go. Now, for your adventure here that you're going on, are you guys bringing the full B team and all the dogs? Does anyone stand behind in Bryn Shander, or is everybody going?
I will point out to the team that I have the ability to keep... Oh, how many people? 10? 8. I can keep 8 creatures safe at a time. Like, for a short rest, I can just make 8 people safe. If we have more than 8 people, it's worthless.
What do you mean it's worthless?
It's rope trick. It's like
Okay.
have a short rest in safety, but it only holds 8 people.
Most important question. Do you have rope?
Yes.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Okay, I'm looking, and yes, you can pull the rope into the space.
I don't need my B team members to come with me to use their abilities.
That is correct.
I'm good leaving my B team behind for this one, but some of y'all, I don't know.
If you just want
I
this
think
to
we
be
used Icewind Dale's ability like exactly once, and it did not work too so well because it's such a low DC.
I'm making myself a note. We might need to do some. I'll look at your guys' companion abilities and see if we need to do some patches there.
Yeah,
I do want to give a shout out to Orf though, because I just opened up the ability on my sheet, and he's got an awesome gift built into it.
I do things like that sometimes.
Saying sha 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 sha.
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I don't know. It's like I really don't want to be like that, but it's like I don't think Lotus would want Watto to stay behind. Just in general.
Also, I would like to point out it's a bullshit trope when people who are in relationships say, "Oh no, I want you to be safe and protected. You can't come with me on this dangerous thing." It's bullshit, I tell you.
That, and also I believe Watto would be insistent on wanting to come along anyway to see, hey, cool magic thing.
Yep.
I mean, my girl's got a job, so she got shit to do.
She got shit to do.
No, that's legit. You
Yeah,
know,
that
that's
makes
legit.
sense. Yeah. Mhm. And I do like having, like, you know, the hex from Raylan. That can come in clutch if we get into a good boss fight.
You know that I'm coming with. You can't tell me that I'm leaving, Raylan will say from the shadows. And then she'll slip back in.
I don't mind Red staying behind.
But I mean, it also might be a little bit moot just because we have the sled dogs, so it's not like we can fit all the sled dogs up into the rope trick anyway.
Can you imagine? You guys come out of the rope trick and all your dogs are dead?
Why would you have us imagine that, Orf? That's terrible. Don't make me imagine that.
Are all your dogs are now leg wrestling? We'll just say they're now leg wrestling. They're not dead.
Oh, okay, that's better. That's better.
Oh, by the
We're all
way,
playing poker.
we're babysitting one of my mother-in-law's dogs, so we now have 9 at the moment.
Oh God.
This dog's name is Mr. Peabody, and Mr. Peabody only has one eye.
Oh God.
Eye patch?
He does not have an eye patch, but he has like a sick, like his eye is kind of like got a scar, kind of sewed. He came from a kind of a broken home where he got rescued from it, and in the home, his eye got knocked out.
Does Mr. Peabody have a child named Sherman?
No, Mr. Peabody, his balls got cut off. So, however, they got cut off kind of late.
Well, I mean, it would be a human boy.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Peabody and Roman instead of Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Okay, I think we can look at that.
Okay, so you guys all wish to leave Bryn Shander. Some of your B team members staying behind, and your goal is to go to this spire that the sheriff was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we shall leave. As you go to leave Bryn Shander, the activity is bustling with the various members of the Church of Aro demonstrating their blue and white cloaks moving through the city streets. The tapestries, lined with her snowflakes, hang from the tallest buildings in town. As you go to exit And looking from the map, because you guys are going to want to be heading east, you'll want to be heading down the east way. You can kind of take the road up towards Caer Konig, and then you can kind of go out into the wilds around Lac Denishir to the Spire. The trip in total will take you 18 hours.
Okay.
Okay. As you go, you are not stopped by any of the Church of Oral members. They seem that they are busy about their day, giving reverence to Lady Frostkiss and informing all who have not become educated about her, as any good, zealous religious person should do.
As we leave the gate, I would like to use my Compass of the Seeker's once a day ability. If that is all right.
Okay. And what is it that you wish to use it on?
Akia 13 would like to focus on and if this is not specific enough, that's okay, I understand. But they're going to focus on the closest, other than themselves, the closest living midwinter child. See if it points in any direction.
Okay, it does. So you're at the east gate, correct?
Yes.
It's pointing southwest in the direction of the Church of Arl.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't give you a distance or direction, but you can see that it points southwest, and as you look over your shoulder to the southwest, you see that, like, the arrow is lining up almost perfectly to the church. And then as you turn your body, then it, almost turns in direction, like a compass on a video game.
All right. Akia does not know what to think about that, but cool. Good to know.
Okay. You guys all can exit and hop on your dog sleds. Some members are staying behind. The first 3 hours of travel, the weather is harsh. You all can tell that the weather today is going to be blizzard-like or even blizzardy, as the winds are whipping harshly about your head and neck, and your cloaks and coats are flowing in the wind. The tundra of Icewind Dale is endless. The snow-covered fields and distant mountains dot the horizon. Even as you travel the east way, going up in the direction pointed out to you by the sheriff, the broken and beaten buildings of the former towns of 10 Towns, you can see their remnants underfoot as you travel by them.
These weather conditions are not conducive to the pursuits of the Arcanist.
And this is like hours 4 through 6. You do note some occasional wildlife. You see a hare darting through the snow, and far off in the distance, you can see a distant herd of reindeer. Their silhouettes backed against the sky, filled with darkness here in Icewind Dale. Hours 7 through 9, you start to pass by the lake of Loch Denishir. Its frozen surface, clean and covered with bits of snow. You can hear cracking sounds of ice and the muffled sounds from across the lake of various animals using it as their source of food.
Y'all look hungry. We should stop.
Do you all wish to stop as you approach the 13th hour of travel for a quick snack? Or are you guys going to just keep it on? The time, let me pull this up for you in travel. So it's 15 hours.
You can tell that IKEA just wants the sled to stop going through a blizzard so he can work in peace.
Yep. I guess.
I mean, I could eat. I mean, to be fair, I could always eat, but no, I am pretty famished.
Yeah. Lotus will say, like, well, IKEA, during these conditions, keeping our metabolism up is a good idea, but IKEA, if you want us to stop, you can just ask.
Can we stop for a moment? I just want to finish this without the bumping and the blizzard.
Well, yes, of course.
All right.
All right, you guys are stopped.
Lunch, I keep working.
Well, it's been 12 hours, so it's or did you want to stop before that?
All right. So what I'm imagining the new Lucille looks like after the Rumoraz fangs have been added to it is there's now a very intricate filigree sort of handle situation going on. Silvery in appearance. The shaft is slightly curved. A regular axe head on one side. The other side of the axe is covered in Chardolin spikes, the purified Chardolin. And between the spikes, there's just a gentle bit of smoke smoldering out of the axe. And then when it swings through the air and it gets all that rush of oxygen, just all the embedded teeth start to glow like you're blowing on a piece of wood that's burning, and it just starts glowing brightly. And you have these parts embedded in the axe that start to glow as it gets swung through, gets that extra oxygen on it, and sparks start flying off the back of it. And Akia will go to Gaiman and say, Gaiman, Lucille is finished. However, I'm not sure that it's Lucille anymore.
Holy shit, mate. I mean, he was a double-headed battle axe. A great axe. I mean, yeah. It's completely different.
I think it would be appropriate to still call it Lucille, but it might also be appropriate to rename your axe at this point, seeing as so much of it has changed. I suppose you could hold it for some time, swing it around, maybe see if it still feels like a Lucille.
Okay. Gaiman would take the shield and strap it on his back, and he would reverently take Lucille from you, or the axe formerly known as Lucille from you. I guess I need to. I sent you Lucille, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's is not that item anymore. But here, I'll pass it back.
Case.
Well, no, I'm not able.
And do you still have it listed on your sheet as Lucille?
I sent that item to IKEA because it was originally just a regular great axe, but it's been modified.
All right, let's go over to Gaiman. Okay. All right, I will send over the Lucille Fang, the Lucille with the Moraz Fang attachments to it.
I think I'm going to just refer to her as the axe formerly known as Lucille until I can come up with something better.
I don't know. I mean, I get the feeling you might be using that for a while.
What, the axe formerly known as Lucille?
Yeah.
The name or the item?
Name. I don't know. Might stick around.
I mean, Prince eventually went back to Prince, didn't they?
That is true.
So in a similar way that your whip works through a command word, the Remoraz Fang Lucille would work similarly. So it's a 1d12, and IKEA, this is, you created a +2 weapon using this method.
Oh shit.
So this is a +2 great axe.
Damn. Alright.
And deals 1d12 plus 2 to hit, 2 to damage. It also does a d6 of fire damage if you give it the command word. And Gaiman and IKEA, you guys can discuss the command word.
I think it'd be something in Giant. It's a language that they both share.
Yeah. That seems appropriate.
I agree.
So
I think maybe the Giant word for smolder.
It's
Like
Flynn
a
Rider.
smoldering fire. not
my mind immediately went to Rapunzel. Okay, you asked for it. I'm gonna hit you with the smolder.
I mean, I'll be fair, that's immediately what I thought of, too.
Only in Gaiman's case, it's he says smolder and giant, and then he hits you with an axe.
because it's not actually until you swing it, there's not actual fire coming off of it. It's just constantly smoldering. So
Okay.
I think that would be, if you're cool with it, that's what I would think it would be.
No, that's fine. I feel like we're more clever than that.
Okay.
Smolder is very matter of fact and on the nose, which is very IKEA. I was thinking, since it smolders, but until you're wielding it and moving it, it won't ignite into flame. And since I have to speak a special command word, No, it's not flame on. I was thinking awaken.
What about breathe? Because you, like, if something's not, like something's dead, can be awakened, like in this magic setting.
I like that. I like breathe being a command word. I like that. That has. I like that. We'll go with that. Cool.
Okay. In breathe and giant.
All right. Breathe in giant it is. And now Lucille, powered by the fangs of the Remoras, is in Gaiman's hands. In my hands. I feel like we need some Creed playing at this moment. So we get this scene playing out of the axe being delivered from Akia to Gaiman. As that is happening, Avalis and Lotus, what are you doing at camp as you guys are taking a quick break?
I'd say one thing. I'll kind of play into something that Avalis player was doing earlier. I guess Lotus will see you sort of like intently looking at the origami figure of the wolf, and it's like, Avalis, I don't know if you're expecting it to do something, but it's just a paper figure.
And let's see. He will use Druidcraft to make the sound of a small animal, which is something I can do, come out of the origami owl, or not owl, wolf, and as Lotus says this, she hears the origami wolf howl at her.
Oh, it makes a little a woo.
Are you so sure?
She looks like here. It's like, wow, that's really cool. I mean, back where I'm from, you'd have to spend a lot of money and usually pull a string on something's back to get it to do something like that.
I can't make it move, though. Not without, something obvious.
It's kind of cool. I mean, as I was trying to explain to Gaiman, the tradition of my world of Christmas is not just for Santa Claus to give gifts to people, but for just people to give gifts to people they love and care about.
My people don't really give gifts. They sometimes share a kill amongst each other, but that is usually it.
Thing is, Christmas was one of the times of the year when I would see my mother, and I would like talking to her. We'd catch up and talk about what we'd been up to, but it would go well for a while, and then eventually we'd start talking about Dad, and usually the conversation would sour, and one of us ends up storming out, and that's the last time I saw my mother, and you see she's getting a little emotional. Like, I'm sorry.
I can understand the bad memories, Lotus, for your Saint Claus scares me.
She'll give a little chuckle. Well, I imagine seeing a red dragon flying through the sky, dropping wrapped packages could be a very alarming sight.
Yes, one that is always watching, knowing everything you do, keeping a list. It seems quite vengeful.
Well, if you don't mind a little horror story, maybe I could tell you about one of his underlings, a gentleman known as the Elf on the Shelf.
Also scary, for different reasons.
though, it is... My mother and I do have a complicated relationship, but, I guess I'm a lot more like her than even I'm willing to admit. I mean, you kind of look at it, I've fallen in love with a man from another world, and I look over and see Watto. I don't know, what would Watto be doing right now?
So Watto seems to be, he has picked out a special scroll, and you see that the scroll is the power of sunlight, and he seems to be looking more into sunlight for you guys, because it seems like it's an important thing that's coming up, and he wants to try to get it as brushed up as he possibly can for the upcoming trials that you have ahead, potentially trying to use the sun to destroy this statue.
Seeing that, she just sort of sings softly a song she remembers of her world of falling in love with a beautiful stranger.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, if there are no further vignettes, it is at the moment in the clock 9 p.m. or almost 10 p.m. You guys could settle down for the evening and then set out to finish your travel in the morning, to finish the 18 hours of travel. Or, if you wish, you could just attempt to go and push it to the limit here.
There's no need to rush. I mean, assuming we'd be exhausted, so.
Yeah, no need to push ourselves unless we have to.
Okay, we will hit the long rest button. You guys can get a full night's sleep.
There it is. I see it now.
So you guys can get a full night's rest. I already pre-rolled for this just in case you guys were going to do this, to see if you had any random encounters in the middle of the night. You do not. So you can awake in the morning, have a hearty breakfast, and continue on your merry way towards the Lost Spire when you're ready.
Before we leave, I will ask Avalis to sprout some seeds for me.
Yes, so as he lays out the seeds, I just touch them and make each one bloom into whatever it actually is.
It's probably like the seed mix. Like, you can have these seeds or these seeds, they cost money, or you can just have the reject pile, which we don't know what's in it. So it's probably that.
Yeah, so instead of all flowers, occasionally it's a random it's a zucchini blossom or something.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they'd each be just small little blooming flowers of whatever plant they are.
Nice. Ikea really likes it.
If you wish, I can weave them into a crown for you.
Oh. No. I would much rather they be in the earth. I know that they'll freeze immediately, but maybe one day it'll warm up and they'll regrow.
That is a hope we share.
Just seeing them grow is what I enjoy. It's beautiful how all the information that is required to become this plant is stored in the seed.
Kia, may I ask you a very personal question?
I guess.
Your form is unique to me. One not shared by others and wrapped in flesh like us. Do you ever wish to feel what that is like to ever be more like that?
There are some things that I wish I could do, but there's also upsides. So I am content with my form.
If you do ever wish to transform into a beast, such as a great cat or anything, I can do that for you. It would only last an hour, but you could experience what it's like to feel the cold as we do and have warm blood pumping through your body.
I have wanted to experience these things, and eating. It looks fun. I will definitely take you up on that offer at some point.
Just let me know the night before, and I can make it happen.
Thank you, Avalos.
Of course. And I say this only, or offer this only because I thought maybe you would want to experience it, not that I feel you are lesser, as you are.
No, that is... I didn't even consider that. Thank you.
Of course.
Excellent. If there are no other scenes played out between everyone as you are all going through this journey together.
I guess there's just one thing real quick. At one point, I would just lean over and whisper to Wano. It's like, Gaiman's figured out what we're doing with the coconut oil.
He says, we'll have to get him his own separate jar then for when he cooks. And he winks.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. On your travel, you guys come across something interesting. You see that there is a snow-crushed campsite. Kind of a few pieces of what looks like ripped-apart gear. There's half-buried wood in the snow. And you can see that there just appears to be this abandoned campsite as you pick up traveling again towards the Spire. So,
Look for Phantom Yeti.
I wonder if this is a campsite of the scouts the sheriff was talking about.
It seems plausible.
Should we stop and investigate?
I'm gonna have
Might as well.
I'm gonna have Star Whisper come out and tell him to sniff around and see what he can unearth.
well, hello, sassy pants. It's been a while. Wait, they have a New Jersey accent, don't they? Hey, it's been a while
Do they?
since you summoned me. I'm imagining Edie Falco from The Sopranos. So just imagine Edie Falco's voice coming out of my mouth. I guess I'll take a look through these tents for you then, and they'll start sniffing around. But everyone else hears yip 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 as this
Trust
fox.
me, you prefer it that way.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if they're gonna call him Sassy Pants, is anyone familiar with the comic Mateo Lane? I feel like that should be the voice.
Okay. That's funny.
But Edie Falco is perfectly.
Thank you. So Edie Falco, the fox, begins to sniff around, and they look up to you and they say, I can't find anything too out of the ordinary. It just seems to be an abandoned campsite. It kind of smells a little bit like... She looks to you and says, a little bit like death. But is that to be expected?
Thank you, Star Whisperer.
They hold their paw out for a high five.
Avalos very hesitantly, like with a very almost imperceptible sigh, kind of leans down and gives a 5 to the fox.
Thank you. And they try to scamper up your arm to stand on your shoulder.
Yeah, he'll allow it.
Mm-hmm. They take their very floofy tail and wrap it around your neck like a boa. But it seems something bad may have happened here. Maybe we should be careful going ahead.
I'll just look for signs of, tracks going off in any direction. That's really all I'm looking for.
Absolutely. So you seem to find 5 separate tracks leading away from the camp.
Do they humanoid?
They appear to be a human size 9.
Multiple sets of tracks going that way.
Are they all heading in the same direction, or is it different directions?
You can see that the tracks, Avalos, are all kind of within about 5 to 10 feet of one another, and they have like a windy pattern as they're walking away from the camp.
They're in some sort of strange pattern, but they do all go in the same general direction.
That's not good.
Would it be as if some people were being like dragged, or like not dragged, but like forced? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, roped at the neck and like pulled along. I don't know.
Oh, sure. I would say you could give me a nature check as you're looking at this to kind of be like, okay, what's going on here? Why are these humans moving like this? Or why are these peoples? How does Akia assist?
They're just familiar with nature, and they'd be like, just looking, for signs of rope.
that threw you for a loop, didn't it?
just looking.
Looking for signs of rope.
So you swear that it looks like these people either have the strangest gait possible. You don't find any signs of like rope or trash or anything like that, but it appears like they're walking with this like strange gait pattern. Kind of, they are almost like not bending their knees, or they're not using, walking with opposition. It's like someone has taken over their body and started walking for them, and they don't know how humans walk, is what you're looking at when you look at these foot patterns, moving in that kind of windy pattern.
They're very clearly drunk. Or quite possibly possessed. But that's not drunk.
Mm. If they're...
Avalos, when have we ever been so fortunate as to deal with drunk enemies and not possessed ones?
Do we see any signs that these were like scouts from Bryn Shander?
The tent itself, if you guys want to uncover the tent from the snow, you see that it has the insignia of Bryn Shander on it.
This is probably some of the sheriff's scouts.
Lotus will nod, seeing that. Says like, mention being possessed. Do you think there's any possibility we might be at risk of the same fate?
Avalos just shrugs, but I don't know. I will say none of the Yeti that I know from my tribe can possess another. Not even the shaman.
Do the tracks seem to go off in the direction of the spire?
They are going off in the direction that you all are traveling in.
And Atlas will just point.
I guess, how old do the tracks look? Is it snowing?
Based on the nature check, you would say that these tracks are in the neighborhood of 48 to 72 hours old.
Oh, I'm going to use the thing that's never ever used for the second time in this game, and use Druidcraft to figure out what the weather's going to be like for the rest of the day and tomorrow.
Holy shit!
Wow, that is actually useful.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Pretty good.
And I'm not questioning its usefulness. It's just like Druidcraft is never fucking used like that.
Yeah, but I can predict the weather like a weatherman, so
that works.
It's useful in the Dale. What do we got, Caleb?
So Avalis puts on his best business suit. He steps out in front of the green screen. Today, I'm going to roll D-Hundo. The blizzards are going to stop. The snowfall is going to be kind of at a minimum today. You do see that there is going to be heavy fogs today. And like normal, there will only be 2 hours of sunshine today. Or not sunshine, dim light today.
And I'm so sorry, my connection broke. I didn't hear anything before the sunshine. What did we have?
So blizzard stops, light snowfall, heavy fog, no rain.
I'm so sorry. It was just gobbledygook for me again.
Am I gobbledygook for everyone else?
Nope.
Yeah, it's just my connection.
No, I think unfortunately it's Gibby's connection. He's been fighting with it all night.
So blizzard ends, light snowfall, heavy fog, no rain, weather still cold, and 2 hours of light, the dim light. That will happen around 11 a.m.
Got it. Same shit, different day. So at least we will be able to track these guys.
Do you all wish to track the tracks and kind of find where they went as they are heading off towards the Spire?
Yes, please.
I'll make a suggestion. Alex, if it's not going to be too taxing on your resources, I feel, because we don't know what we're wandering into, these tracks are fairly recent, as about as recent as these things tend to get with our luck. Perhaps we need a airborne advantage.
Oh, that is easy. I can just become an owl and recon.
Right. It's just like we need to have, forewarning, if at all possible.
Or if you want, I can summon an owl and have them do it. Or I could summon a whole flock of normal owls and have them do it to the tune of, I don't know, something from Apocalypse Now or something.
If you want, Kumaku can fly up and see if they see anything.
Yeah, but I want Avalis to have a moment to say, I love the smell of owl shit in the morning. It smells like victory.
Okay.
Yeah, so Avalis will do so.
Well, actually, it'd be more of like, I love the smell of owl shit in the morning. It smells like victory.
Victory.
Excellent. So Azure Owl You can make me a perception check as they are kind of scouting the route ahead of you.
Yes, as I pull that out. Wild shape. Alvolus, where is he? I don't have an Alvolus. Oh.
You don't have an Alvolus.
Probably.
Wait, hold on. Like a wild shape form? Like you're turning into the owl, or like?
Oh, do you want me to summon the owl? I can do that too.
Because you definitely had an Alvolus.
Oh, did he not come out? I thought I dragged him out.
Yeah, he's like just south of us, or well, not us, but like south of.
What
I'm
check?
staring at it.
What check did you want, sir?
The perception.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Damn, owls are good. And so is Alvolus. The owl. They see about 400 to 500 yards away from your guys' current location. There are 5 bodies face down in the snow.
And I didn't do beast sense or anything, so I'll have to wait for him to return to tell me about it. But
so the owl could return and tell you guys about the owl, the bodies that they see.
Yeah. So I would have had him just go recon, find out, see if there's anything else around, and then obviously tell me about the 5 bodies. If he saw nothing else, then I will thank him for his time and dismiss him.
Did you use the flute to do that?
Yeah, I would have used the flute.
Cool.
Well, the good news, we found the scouts. All 5 of them on the ground, not moving, face down.
I hope that does not happen to us.
I got 4 charges left on the owl flute today. Agreed. But
I wonder if they found a cursed magic item or something. Turn them into
possessed.
But by what? I wonder.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, we're close to the Spire. It could be anything.
Do you think the Spire was like calling to them and the Spire possessed them?
I mean, by that logic, I mean, we'd be feeling something right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Does anyone feel like they need to walk towards the Spire while also forgetting how to walk?
Lotus will look in the direction of the Spire, and she'll tap the Flavy mask and say, Flavy, do you detect any signal coming from that direction?
Arcane energies off the chart, Miss Lotus. Detect high amounts of radioactive energy. Proceed with caution when approaching Spire.
It's like, and you see her grumbling under her breath, being like, great. Of all the video games I get to be a part of, now I'm being in Dead Space.
Perhaps a investigation of the bodies will reveal more.
Alicia, are you able to converse with those that have departed?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Avalus. Of course I can speak to those that are from the thereafter. But let me check my daily prayers just to make sure. Let's see if they prepared that.
Yeah. Once again, Lewis looks surprised. Wait. You can... That's something you can do. You can speak with dead people?
She says, you'd be surprised at all the things that I can do through the power of the Thunder.
I feel like we missed a bless your heart in there.
And she
Just tell
says,
Lex that he's Sweet as molasses from now on.
Wait, is that how I'm portraying them? Sweet as molasses?
Well, no, it's got this sort of southern drawl bell thing going on, and I just feel like with a comment like, seriously, you can talk to dead people and be like, oh, bless your heart, you just don't know what I can do, can you?
Of course I can speak to the dead, and I do have it prepared. Did you?
Then we can find out more, assuming we're not possessed along the way. And Avlis will, in what he thinks is funny, start walking toward the tracks, stiff-legged.
Gaiman will take this opportunity, not sure what this is all about, and he will ball up some snow and toss it back of Avalis's head, just to sort of see what happens.
He just starts laughing. Hey.
You alright? Or are you fucking about, or are you possessed?
No, I was just fucking about.
Oh, okay. Just needed me to be sure.
Gaiman, can I have your snowshoes? I seem to be sinking into the snow now that I traded the ice knife to you.
Yeah, sure. Do I have that? I've got some stuff. What do I have?
I think...
Would that be under cold weather clothing?
Yeah, snowshoes would be in cold weather clothes.
Okay.
I feel like we all got snows before we got the dog sleds.
If we
So
want
did you
to...
ditch your cold weather clothing?
I never had cold
Yeah,
weather.
you would have, because you're immune, aren't you?
When
Okay.
we are...
I'm sorry, let's go ahead, bud.
No, it's all right. I just have bad timing. When we are less than an hour out, I can cover us in in magic and make our approach harder to see. I can cast Pass Without Trace on us.
Ooh, nice.
Gaiman will pass through his snowshoes.
Alright. Lotus still looks somewhat disturbed, and it's just like, alright, just be careful approaching those bodies, and if... I know this may sound strange, but if they start mutating into some multi-limbed monstrosities, just remember the limbs first.
You know, shoot first, ask questions later.
Yes, yes.
All right, so I guess we'll continue to the Spire, and then when we're, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes out, I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
45 minutes on scene.
So, do you guys leave the bodies alone?
I was hoping to investigate.
Yeah, are we at the? Have we found the bodies already?
Yeah, your Al looked at them from up top. I didn't know if you guys were gonna personally go and check it out.
Yeah, I think we want to speak with the dead.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I think Gaiman and I will go poke them a little bit first before the others get close.
Okay.
That's okay.
So you guys are gonna go ahead and walk up. So what's the difference in distance between Avalis, Lotus, Alicia, and Akia and Gaiman? What's the differential there?
I feel like Akia and I might be within like 5-10 feet of one another. You know, sticking close, provide cover.
I will basically. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to pass it off to you lot to see how far back you wanted to hang.
I was going to be maybe 60 feet back or so and have fire bolts ready to go to just start blasting.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Avalis.
All right, and I have already gotten out the axe formerly known as Lucille and whispered to her in giant, breathe. So she's ready to rock and roll.
Okay. So, I'm just, for no reason, just envisioning you guys.
No reason at all. You all need to roll dexterity and con saves.
Like this. Okay. think this is kind of roughly what's going on here.
He's not moving us to a combat map or anything. No.
Not at all. Which body specifically do you disturb?
So, here's what happens. As you all begin to approach the bodies, the air seems to grow colder. The darkness seems to grow even blacker. The wind begins to howl. You can see something that you couldn't see from high above. The creatures in the snow, they're face down. The snow is almost illuminated underneath their faces. Their bodies begin to turn. Their faces point up towards the sky as light shines from their face up into the sky. As the wind begins to pick up, a voice on the wind. This is the doom that awaits you all. This is the fate of any who dare claim what is mine. Behold the light. And you guys see these creatures start to step up, and let me show you guys what these creatures look like.
And I would have attempted to blast one in the face the moment they started to rise.
That's weird.
And I need to take us to this map. So I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative as they begin to stand from the ground towards you. And let me roll them in. And Avalis, if you win initiative, you can shoot them.
Oh, my initiative wasn't all that great.
I guess this was surprising.
Yeah, I said I was going to do it, but I got a little like, oh shit, they're actually coming up.
It's
Maybe they're okay.
Yeah.
as they all look at you, the light on their faces points in your direction.
They were just
synchronized.
sneaky.
They were just a little sleepy guys, and I need to change
Why
the
are they all
music.
doing the Thriller dance? I don't get it.
How does Avalis know what the Thriller dance is?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I would guess Lotus probably
Listen,
demonstrated
his
for it at
body
some
will
point.
allow it.
Let's see.
It's on the karaoke machine.
There it is.
Was the voice loud enough for the people in the back to hear?
Yeah, everyone. This isn't good fight music, but I found Bardcore Thriller, so that's for next time. There it is.
These guys disturb me. They provide their own spotlight.
All right. The first to act as the initiative is rolled, it appears to be, is the perceptible cold
Damn,
light
these were fast.
walker. I think they may just have rolled really, really well.
Yeah, that
let's
one
see.
just rolled really, really well.
Yep. Okay. The cold light walker is going to start moving towards you guys. It's light shining in your face as it starts to walk towards Gaiman. As it does so, it's going to use its bonus action. As it begins to like radiate this super bright light. Okay, it's going to target Gaiman. Gaiman, can you give me a con save as it's just like flashlighting you in the face with its light? Okay, so you are not blinded. It is
That's
then,
good.
It's then going to target Akia. Akia, it starts to point both of its hands at you. Don't move. And Akia, as its action, it's going to target you, and you need to give me a strength save, or your speed is going to be 0. Oof. Okay. So
This is
Akia.
fine.
Okay, you're not technically restrained. Your speed is just 0, as you just can't move.
Okay.
All right, and your speed is 0. All right, it is going to pass to the desolate Cold Light Walker. It's going to start moving this direction. You will not survive. As you guys are looking at these walkers, these are indeed the people from Bryn Shander, but they have been changed somehow. They are going to use their action as they just start to like bump and grind and move in this weird fashion as they use their action to dodge. They are going to then pass to Lotus.
Alright. Here. Alright. I'll go ahead and hang here for the moment. I want to stay out of the thick of it. They are here. I think I should be able to get a fair few of them. Alright. I'll just cast it at base level. Hang here. I'll wind up here, and I'll go ahead and chuck. Yep, go and cast 3rd level. Chuck one of my fireball grenades, and oh, cool! I can get all 4 of them. I can get four of them. All right, cool. So go ahead and drop that template down. So yep, you see her grenade appear, and she'll go fire in the hole.
Oh, that's a great fireball.
All right, DC 17 Dex save.
All right, drivable succeeds critically, taking half damage. You learn that these creatures, they don't like fire damage, so this is going to be bad. Desolate, even with advantage, it's going to take double damage, and they are now bloodied from that. The Communist succeeds, taking all of the damage, and okay, so 2 of them are now bloodied after your fireball, as the fire singed them.
Avalos looks to Lotus and says, I want to try that soon, too.
He'll just grin and say, like, "Don't worry, I'm sure you will." I'll go ahead and hang here, and yep, that'll give the damaged ones the opportunity to seal.
Absolutely. All right, drivable Cold Light Walker, or drivable Cold Light Walker Defender is going to act. They are going to move south this direction, and they are going to target the Lotus. Let me make sure this will get to you. I believe it will. Yep, 60 feet. They're going to shoot a cold ray at you once. Missing.
Yes.
And then twice. That is a successful hit, it looks like.
Yeah, even the shield wouldn't prevent that.
Total of 15
but I
damage.
do have cold resistance, though.
There you go. So you'd only take half damage. Okay. Their bonus action will go off. Unfortunately enough, they can't use it this round to blind anybody. Akia is just out of the range. They'll go ahead and pass to Relieved. Relieved is going to march forward this direction. Going 35 feet, or 30 feet. They will then use their action as they start to kind of trudge 15 feet here, 10 feet here, as they start to move towards the people in the back, and then they will pass to Akia.
I think Akia is just going to take... probably just take the... Oh, no, they got Bonfire. I'll Bonfire somebody. They're going to Bonfire this one that is looking damaged over on the left.
Sure. All right, they fail. They are vulnerable to fire. As they are burning their frozen undead body, feeling the effects of your attack.
All right, and bonus action, do a scouter. Failed.
That is a failure.
All right, and I'll pass to Gaiman.
All right, Gaiman, you're up. These undead creatures are shining bright light everywhere as they begin to march forward. Oh, and I need to roll Alicia in, so she'll also be able to go this round.
All right, I'm going to move to attack the closest reanimated corpse. And I've got
Melee with you.
what?
One's in melee with you.
Yes, that one. I'm going to attack it twice recklessly with the battle axe formerly known as Lucille. Bonus action rage.
All right, well, the first one is going to be a critical,
Nice.
which is a huge attack. All right, and then this is going to be 12 damage from the first, just fire damage. Okay, and here we go. Remora's Fang. And they do get hit, and they will be hit by a 17. And they're bloodied after that, and they take full damage from fire. Yeah, they look very messed up after those strikes from our man Gaiman.
So it was bonus action to rage, and then the attacks. So I will pass to Alicia.
All right, Alicia will say, well, here we are in the wilds of Icewind Dale being attacked by undead. It's just
No, we're being attacked by communists is what we're being attacked by.
Oh, the only thing worse than undead. Communists.
Those be like, well, you know, it depends on what type of communism, and she could go on and on about that.
I only bring it up because one of them is Communist Cold White Walker.
Right. I'm telling you, man, these adjectives the token mold uses are crazy.
All right, she is going to level a conviction at drivable, hitting them for 13 points of radiant damage. And then she is going to target them and make a monster research check. Oof. Failing that one. And she looks around to see who's up. And she will pass to Communist so that Avalos can control initiative. Alright, Communist Cold Light Walker begins to split the veil. And we'll take a step forward. As an action, they are going to use their Territorial Frost ability, which they can catch y'all in. Oh, it's centered on themselves, so I need to move that back. So this is going to hit Akia and Alicia. So this area is now going to be difficult terrain, and any creature that starts its turn must make a Constitution saving throw, as they are just trying to keep everybody locked in. Okay. Then as their bonus action, they're going to use their Blinding Light. And Akia, can you give me a save to see if you get blinded by the lights?
I will use my reaction to succeed on that.
Okay, no problem. All right, and then they will pass to Avalos using your overclock.
Okay. Avalos, seeing the fireball, is going to cast one of his own. This one coming from within him, and hoping I don't hit Akia. Yeah, this will just miss Akia and get the 3 of those guys. And not so great, but you know what can you do.
I don't know. Look, I hate to say this, but it looks like it catches him. Or is it just the animation overlaps and the actual template misses?
The actual template misses.
Okay. I'm not trying to kill him, Matthew. Just that's how it looked. I'm sorry, bud.
No, I looked at the squares before I placed it down.
Okay, I didn't see the squares. I just saw the circle of fire.
Oh man, it's about to lose concentration on its ability. It did. You got rid of its Territorial Frost. Alright, and Drivable takes that much damage as well. It is no longer bloodied because you killed it. You also killed the Desolate Cold Light Walker, as both of them are burnt to ash.
Yay.
They've become nothing in your power.
Does Communist want to steal, since I heard him?
Going into round 2, he will go to steal. He has enough hit points to matter.
Must crush capitalism.
As the flames flash over Akia's face, they turn to Gaiman. Are my eyebrows okay?
Eyebrows on fleek. Yeah.
The Communist Cold Light Walker. It's equidistance away. It's going to go towards Akia. It is going to see if it gets its Territorial Frost back. It does not. Its bonus action is going to go off. Gaiman, can you see if you can save against being blind? Gaiman is not blind. Alright, the creature is going to make 2 attacks against Akia. That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
I feel like Akia has been built for very high armor class, and it just has never mattered.
It has never mattered.
Is that sour taste?
It's alright.
Oh fuck!
I got hit for -2.
Yeah. So because it's a defender type, or controller type, it actually gets a not so nice damage modifier. So yeah, just count that as 9 damage from the top one, and then 3 cold damage.
All right. So because I'm attuned to that, I lost concentration on the fire. Since I'm attuned to the Frost Giant Totem, can I just ignore all that cold damage?
You can.
Awesome. That's so cool. Alright, so that's that.
You mean that's so cold?
That's so cool.
Not.
So cool.
Okay, it punched you once successfully, or yeah, no, it punched you twice successfully. Akia, would you like to see?
Yes.
All right, Akia, your speed, I believe, is no longer 0.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm going to... smash a little fire on it. As soon as I can find it. There it is.
All right, it'll attempt a dex saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, and then I guess I will bonus action give myself some more temp HP and pass to Gaiman.
All right, so disappointed that my flurry of attacks did not lay low the foe in front of me. I'm still seething with rage. I'm going to recklessly try and cut this one down to size.
Wow, that is a huge hit for 16 slashing and 2 fire damage.
It's still bloody good. Fuck it out. Hit it again.
Okay, with that, how does Gaiman finish up Perceptible Cold Light Walker?
So like, I've just been sort of hacking, shoulder to waist diagonally. Eventually, the last blow, I'm like, fuck it. Reel it back and then just chop it head to toe down the middle. And it falls apart into roughly equal halves on side.
Talk about a splitting headache as it falls to the ground, destroyed. Gaiman, you control initiative.
I've got. I don't have anything for my bonus action, really. But I'm going to come over here and antagonize this one. I'm going to, walk up behind it and, kick it in the butt and be like, "Oi! I got someone your own size."
You.
And I'm going to pass to Alicia.
Alicia says, I am sorry that this happened to you all, but I am afraid that we cannot allow you to stop us. And they will shoot a conviction at the relieved Cold Light Walker. And they blast them for 15 points of radiant damage, destroying them. They're going to target Communist. They are once again going to do a recall knowledge, and they fail. They will pass to the Lotus.
Alright, I'll go ahead and target the remaining one and go ahead and chuck a firebolt at it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and with that, you see that the bodies of the Cold Light Walkers have all been destroyed.
It's such a shame. The communist one probably would have had a interesting conversation with them about workers' rights.
I'm concerned about what power did this to them.
I had to hazard a guess, I think it's coming from the thing we're heading towards.
Yeah, but for the purposes of possession, don't you have to be kind of on the close side? How is a a building gonna possess blokes ways off like that?
It is rather concerning, though. Now I think about it, if this is what's happening to these, maybe something similar is what's happening with the oral statue was doing to the people in Brinshander.
From your current positions, you can all see the tip of the spire poking out from the ground, just a few meters or yards ahead.
Would this be like, for the thing that happened to these guys, would that be like a religion or an arcana to try and, like, what, if they were possessed or cursed, or trying to figure out that sort of thing?
This is religion.
Alicia. Were these people cursed?
This is cursed. That is cursed.
They look, and they... Hold on, give me 1 second. She will say, I'm not quite sure. We will have to go into the Spire to find out the secrets of what has happened to these people.
Well, as much as I really hate the idea of going into some place that's, as Flavy told me, filled with radiation, I guess we have no choice.
Let us continue on then.
Excellent. So roughly, we'll call it another 500 meters ahead of you. You can see what appears to be a large black metal, almost like dorsal fin, sticking out of the ice. The aurora of the sky seems to kind of coalesce almost around the tip. Flavy goes to speakerphone and says, arcane radiation energy at all-time high coming from that location. Lotus and Lotus's companions. And I'm guessing you guys say, we don't give a fuck about that, and then you keep marching forward.
Well, yeah, I guess Lotus says, like, well, and here I thought the constant smoking would be what gives me cancer, but...
Wait, hold on. What's cancer and what were we going on about this radiation? Is this like this atomic bomb business you were saying about before?
I imagine possibly. But radiation is... it's kind of hard to explain. I was never really good with these technical things. But it basically causes burning and mutation, and it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing.
As you continue to approach it, their slab of metal appears to be roughly 20 feet tall. It's smooth and shiny, and this definitely could not have been created by just wind cutting through it. This protrusion looks completely out of place, as if it has been thrust into the ground.
And it's Chardlin?
No one has made any check to see what type of material it is. Would someone like to do that?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, please.
To determine that, I will need... We don't have a metal identification check. You could give me an Arcana check. Akita. Thinking about dogs. Akia, this is indeed Chardlin that is sticking out of the ground. You also know, based on that check, this was not naturally formed here, nor manually formed. This is shaped by magic. You can also tell that this protruding rock is part of a larger structure that goes way underground. If you all wish, you can try to search the area to try to see if you can find a way to go underground.
We should search out an entrance. Or I could try to use my compass that we found on Phantom's Requiem.
Yeah, but I mean, Chardlin kind of messed with us before, and I'm concerned about if, proximity to Chardlin made those guys into the light zombie things, or what the deal is. Let's just look for an entrance like normal folks, yeah?
I can become an eagle, and my eyes would be... I would have an advantage, let's just say.
Well, if there's an entrance, I mean, would it sound different? Like if we tap the ground around us. And Gaiman is going to put away his. He's going to put away the battle axe, great axe, formerly known as Lucille, and he's going to take out Woody, the spear, and he's going to start tamping the ground in a systematic fashion to see if he can find any metallic sounding or hollow sounding ground.
Okay. It doesn't take you long, Gaiman, because within about 5 minutes of searching, you find a hole in the ground. This hole appears to lead into a 5-foot diameter tunnel that enters the ground at a steep angle, and then as you kind of look into it, see, this looks like a kind of like a slip and slide sort of situation that goes down underground.
And Gaiman is going to take this opportunity to look back at Lotus and say, This is what we need a goddamn immovable rod for. This situation right fucking here.
All right, Gaiman, you've proven your point.
When we get back to town, I'm upgrading from that another useless javelin and lightning. and I'm going to get that immovable rod.
So,
Oi! Are there any red yetis down there?
David's gonna shout out down the opening.
can you give me a either performance or intimidation check to see how loud you can be?
I'm gonna give you a performance.
Like it.
And you know what? Nope. No, I'm just gonna roll and see what happens.
All right, it's a decent performance, but man, that could have been a great performance.
I'm gonna spice it up by using my Factspiration. That D8.
Excellent. Okay, a 12. Okay.
Okay, not that spicy.
Decently loud, but not overly loud. Avalis, if you'd like to search for signs of the Red Yeti, you'd need look not very far. As you are searching about, everyone you see, you can't believe you didn't notice this before, but on the back side of the spire, as you guys were searching for an entrance, you see that the backside of it almost is barbed like the tongue of a cat, and from each barb hangs the flayed skin of a humanoid. Like a macabre coat rack.
Well, that's disturbing.
Jinx.
Do I see any tracks or the actual Red Yeti or any blood trails or anything?
There is some blood that is kind of like coagulated and kind of around the base of the spire, but you don't see any Red Yetis just walking about.
I will call out Star Whisper again and say, I need your nose. Find it.
It is probably inside.
I know that your friend can't hear me, but I smell the smells of wet Yeti inside this building, coming from that tunnel that your friend Gaiman is standing by.
Avalis will nod to Akia. You are correct. It is inside.
All right. Do we want to try talking to it from where we're standing, or should I just chuck a bunch of alchemist fire down the hole?
Well, we might want to go down the hole.
I would like to find out why what it shares with me, why it has my face. First.
Oh. Before we do, let me see something, and she'll step forward and look down and tap side to Flavy and say, like, Flavy, how susceptible are we to the effects of the radiation here?
Doing body scan. And Flavy will start scanning your bodies. There's some quick beeps and boops. It seems that your natural physiologies and your arcane energies protect you from the magics and interruptions of this spire.
Very well. Should still tread carefully, though.
I will start setting up a python, or attempt to find a place to set a python to drop a rope down, so we don't have to try to climb back out a slip and slide.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If things get real bad, or if we just get stuck in there because there might not be another exit.
Well, then we will have to work on that starting in our next session of Rime of the Frost Maiden, as you guys are getting prepared for that. Because we have hit our time. Now, a discussion for sessions moving forward over the next couple weeks. We will still not have Alex the 29th and the 5th, The 29th, we will also not have a David. We will not have the Gaiman, so we will not have a rhyme game. This is a very important section, and I feel like having 2 players missing constitutes for us not having rhyme. However, on the 29th, I will be offering the one-shotness. So I will post that up in the Discord, and if you guys are interested in playing some more Task Force C one-shot, I would love to see it. And Akia, there are pre-gens made if you need a pre-gen. Okay. And then on the 5th, we should have normal schedule.
Is Task Force C the one where I was playing the Dwarf Rogue, or was that a different one?
That was where they went after the Carnage symbiote, and they were tasked by the United States government to bring that serial killer to justice. You
have
did
to watch a YouTube video of that if you've got it.
I do. You elected to not play that one.
There's a very handsome shadow monk in there, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Very charming.
He was.
Oh, the handsome shadow monk, and not the rather well-built dragonborn who apparently wears tearaway clothing.
There's all of that. I will have to see if the others that played in that one shot are available, and if not, we'll have to move on to a different side story. Before we go, does anyone have any closing words, comments, or anything like that?
I did not forget to attune to the dagger. I am attuned to it.
All I want to say is before, or takes off like a shot, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you too.
Absolutely.
I can definitely say that Gaiman grew 3 sizes today.
Absolutely. I hope everyone's heart grew a bunch of sizes, but in like the spiritual, metaphysical way, not in the physical way, because that is a way to die. You don't want your heart to be a different size than what it was meant to be. All right. Well, I will close this down.
Nobody has coal in their stocking.
I'm a complete prick. I always have coal in my stocking.
Well, if it wasn't for the naughty list, there wouldn't be a nice list. So.
And
the
that's
stream.
not true, but it's nice to think that way.
We had a bunch of messages from people saying the stream was frozen. I didn't even see it. Thank
God
you.
damn it.
Thank you guys. Sorry. Well, we'll close that down. Thank you.